Even if you turn your child in that he overdosed at the house, if they have a needle there with just a little bit of any kind of heroin in it or anything, they're getting charged felonies. All the drug dealers are in and out within 30, 60 days. But all the kids are getting prison. And it's just not right. The system down at Hamilton County Justice Center is just totally backwards.
Why do you think the young people are getting the prison time and the dealers are going back to the streets?
For one, we need the no tolerance law in Ohio. If we get the no tolerance law, it would show dealers if you don't stop, you're going to get charged with murder, not just a slap on the back of manslaughter.
But that doesn't explain why are the young people going to prison and the dealers are returning to the
It's the
streets.
way the Justice Center is set, or the courthouse is set up. They come in, they have heroin on them. We have one that he has been in and out of jail as Rhapsody Cheetah so long. He has, for having unlicensed weapons, machine guns, heroin packets on him. He got probation, violated that probation. We have one boy that died within 4 hours of getting his heroin. But Hamilton County Justice Center or Hamilton County Courthouse won't touch it because it's between two districts. They got the cell phone towers pinged, and the text is that these two met together at the same, with the cell towers and the way the police work. But with him living in Claremont County, the two police stations will not collide together to charge this man. So we're still going to every one of his court dates that he has over in the over in the Justice Center that he's at now. His brother got out, so now his brother has taken over his thing of being the dealer. We have a couple that mother and a daughter that came over from Kentucky to get drugs. They stopped at a rest area when they got over in Kentucky. They overdosed and died.
You're located on Victory Parkway. What is a telephone number you can be reached at?
513-501-9153. Our office is at Asili Museum and Institute 411 on Victory Parkway. Every year we hold a spring fling block party where we feed the homeless veterans. Cincinnati Needle Exchange is there. A lot of different kind of groups are there. The last one, Louisville Choir, was there. We now have Ohio Can, Cincinnati, that is helping out with us because we don't have the groups in Cincinnati. I mean, when we did our protests, we have Claremont Solace, we have Cincinnati Solace, but I have been the only one that has worked directly with kids. If you come to the page or you call me, we will get you help and we will stand behind you. The coalitions, they are working in the schools to keep the kids from teaching the kids of the difference of the drugs and everything that's going on is what they're doing. So that's why I work directly with the addicts to try and help them get into recovery.
This is a good lead into my next question. I'm trying to understand what is the difference between your organization and long-established organizations that deal with substance abuse problems. The Talbot House comes to mind.
Right.
Prospect House, and that's an old agency.
Right.
And there are any number of other agencies, certainly Alcoholics Anonymous,
Right.
Al-Anon, all of those programs. So how
Yes.
do you differ from those programs?
We stick with them 100% all the way through. If they come to the page asking for help, we find them someplace to get detox and rehab. We have taken them into our own homes to be able to help them, to get them into recovery to where they need to go.
When you talk about them, who specifically are you referring to?
Like their name?
No, not their names,
Anybody
but
that asks for help. Anybody that comes and asks for help. We don't turn anybody away, regardless of insurance, not insurance. If they don't have insurance, we find the money to put them through rehabs. So,
All right, so Michelle, what you're saying is that you do not limit your services to a particular age group.
or drug use, yes.
All right.
We
You
help
are
out
not
all of them.
limited to geographical location.
Absolutely not. I had a girl from Illinois reach out to us on our way here today, and I'm going to contact her as soon as we're finished to get her help.
All right, so accessing your services is just a matter of picking up the telephone and saying, I need help.
Yes.
Yes.
What happens after that?
We find out where they're located, if they have any insurance, what insurance they have, and then we go from there and start finding a place to place them. So them reaching out to us is like their first step saying, help me. So
Now, where are some places that they might find themselves placed?
ARC, the Adams Recovery Center, Northland, House of Freedom and Miracles.
Can you identify where these places are located?
They're all in Cincinnati, Claremont County. We have doctors that work with us. Modern Psych, Dr. Moss and Harriet. She does wonders, and getting these kids on the right track.
Okay. You keep saying kids. And,
Okay, to me, all of these guys are kids.
okay.
Since I lost my son,
All right.
okay,
They have all become
I don't
your
care
children.
what other age they are God's children, and they're not ready to go home to God yet. So they are all our kids, no matter what. I don't care if they're even older than me.
Okay. So
So
someone
that's a
could
way-
be 60, 70, 80 years old.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's
And-
God's child.
And that's still a kid to you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's-
Because
yes.
I don't want to leave
Right.
our listeners confused.
Right.
When you use that word, they might automatically think teenagers or
Right.
young adults.
No, we,
Okay.
we help them all. It don't matter what age they are. I just always refer them as kids. Since I lost my son, he went back home to God. So they are all kids of need of assistance, no matter what their age, race, or anything is.
Again, how does your program differ from the long established substance abuse programs?
Well, most of them that come to us, I've been looking up places. They got a week waiting. They have a 2 week to 6 months waiting list. We can't wait that long. So if we can't place them in Cincinnati, Ohio, we have sent them to Tennessee. We have sent them to Florida. We have sent them to California. Any place we can get them in. We have pastors, Pastor Allen, Pastor Ron with Celebrating Restorations up in Middletown. So we have someone in every county. Now, Claremont Solace, there is a girl that she's starting to do the same thing up there as us. We have River Rats that's down in New Richmond that is working with all of God's children to get them into recovery centers too.
Now, tell me, what has the response to your organization been from these long established traditional programs? How are they receiving you? How are they working with you?
They're all transitions, new foundations, Tower House. All of them work great with us. We don't have a problem with them. Some of them, once they get out of recovery to go to like the new foundations, it's $85 a week. They help them to get a job, a roof over their head since they're homeless. They're all excellent. They all work with us. We have groups in Kentucky that help us out. We have a lot of Kentucky kids. We have a lot of kids come from Columbus and Cleveland. We help every single one of them out. We don't stop till we find someplace with them.
Now,
So,
I understand that in helping them out, you have also been known to go into your personal resources
right.
to be of help
Yes.
to them.
I have used my own income to get them into a place. So all the donations on HR4U, heroin recovery, every single dime, it goes to, if they don't have insurance, we pay for their doctor's visit. We pay for, if we don't make their choice, we let them make their choice of which way they want to go. Even if we don't agree with it, we may let them make their choice. Now we have Dr. Moss out in Hamilton. We have Sojourners, Dr. Moss is really great on taking children in. And if they don't have the money, that they don't have their insurance card yet, they call us, we pay for it so that they can get the help they ask for. So all of our donations go right back into all of God's kids to get them started. You know, the first thing we ask them is, you know, are you homeless? Well, I'm homeless and I'm addicted. But they can get on library computers, that's where they stay warm at, and we send links over to them. Okay, you need to fill out for a welfare card. If you need a ride, we have other mothers and fathers and people that are donating their time to pick them up and take them to the appointments. One thing a lot of the kids do not know, if you have a welfare card, on the back of your card there's a 1-800 number. If you give them a 2-day notice, they will take you to any doctor or facility that you need to go to get help. If you have a hospital appointment, a doctor's appointment, an NA class appointment, that's where they go through. Now, with us being with a CLA museum, we are getting a lot of help. We have an NA group now. We call them Phil. So, and when they get out of recovery, we send them to him. He gets them the proper legal NA groups for them to go to keep on going with their recovery. We have some kids, you know, well, I feel great. I don't have no urges or anything. I don't want to do the Vivitrol shot. I want to go to the meetings 2-3 times a day. That is excellent, you know, and they all keep in contact with us. So we always have contact with them after the fact. Now, the Spring Fling Block Party, this will be our third one in April that we'll be holding. And all it is everything is free. All the clothing, all the food, all the resources. Cincinnati Needle Exchange help heroin addicts in Cincinnati, Ohio. That they are always there. You know, they give resources also. We clothe them, we feed them, we try and help them in any way we can. We had one last year that didn't have food for her kids. We went to the store with our own money because we didn't have no funds left in the account. And we got her some groceries to last her kids for the week. So every single child we try and help and make sure that we get them into the place they need to go. If they need rides that they can't, okay, well, I've got to go to the ARC, Adams Recovery Center. It's a great place. The women's is out in Milford. The men's department is out in New Richmond. We also have Dr. Catkin and Associates. That if they're a Suboxone, if they want to do Suboxone to wean themselves down, or if they want to stay on Suboxone, we pay to get them on their feet so they can get jobs. We pay their first 3 months, and that's $280 a month for each child. And the medical card covers their Suboxone. So we work with them in any way. You know, we had one that was this morning that has been begging for help. So he finally came back to the page. Sometimes it takes us 3 to 6 months before these kids come back. But, you know, we always go back and check on them. We go all the way back through all of our kids and, you know, hey, how you doing? Can you give us an update? So we try everything to help them out in any way we can.
We're going to have to end this. I am going to invite you back so that we can talk more about heroin recovery for you and the outstanding work that you're doing with your client base.
Right.
But before we go, do you have a web presence?
Yes, we do. We stay on Facebook because that's where all the kids are at. Everybody's on Facebook. So, you know, we stay there. We have a lot of groups that have joined forces with us. Celebrating Restoration in Middletown, Claremont Solace in Claremont. She's starting to do the same thing up there and helping kids with addiction problems and resources. River Rats in New Richmond. We have Ron Calhoun with Heroin Doesn't Care. So we are corporate, and Acelia is our place. But right now, Acelia is in Walnut Hills, and we have a lot of things work that has to be done there. and we don't have the funds because all of our funds go to the kids. And we're trying to get help to get the place up because we want to hold the show Anonymous People for everyone to get people educated.
In our next program, we'll talk more about that
Okay.
and your fundraising activities and so forth and so on.
All right.
For now, we're going to sign off. I'm Jerome Manigan, and my guests have been Rose Christian and Michelle Weber, and we have been talking about their program, Heroin Recovery for You. This is Jerome Manigan. The program is Community Connections.